Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Friday to you. Good week in the market. It is June 11th, 2021. We got GME over here. We got the SPY over here. You're watching Happy Money. Make sure to sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. I'm going to go over GME, what I think for next week, about failed delivers, about the options, what I did today, what my plans and moves are coming up. How long-term looks, Corsair, Rocket. Corsair's still looking pretty good. Some of the news on GME on votes and that sort of thing. So here we go. GME to start is looking really strong right now. Actually, we've got about 30 minutes to close, and yeah, it's got a pretty nice little setup. Green candles over the 9 moving. MACD's crossed over. Little bit of volume, not really though, not enough volume. Anyways, yesterday we had that nice good earnings report and just a 30% drop, and found a floor. If you're watching the video I did this day, I said we could drop after this. Typically GME drops on earnings. They also announced the $5 million share offering. There's speculation, and I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but we won't know until GameStop tells us, but they could have sold all 5 million here. They could have sold half. It might have been a really smart play, honestly, because they know that the hedgies and those that manipulate the price short this stock heavy after they have earnings. So might as well take advantage of that and sell some shares. It's also rumored that well, the amount that Ryan Cohen can own of the company, I think it's 19.9%. And I didn't check the math on this, but this is what I read. So for him to get to that percentage from where he is, I don't know if he's at 14% or 15 or whatever percent he's at, it's 5 million shares. So take that as you will. Maybe Ryan Cohen is eating up this share offering all to himself. We won't know until I guess they probably release something saying that. So this was pretty impressive though. I did mention it here. They usually have a sell-off, and I said, you know, I don't know where it's going to go. I said it could find a floor all the way down here at 208. I don't need to go back and watch the video. I know that helps for you guys, but you feel free to watch it. Anyways, I just figured it'd probably have to fill in this gap at some point that we had, this 525. Or no, yeah, 525 to 526. There's a gap. And I assume what a great opportunity to fill that gap back in. And we did. And we actually came down. Today, I wasn't expecting us to find a new low, which was kind of surprising, but now we fully filled in that gap, no question. This was yesterday's low. Did a little bounce this morning with some volume actually, and then GME kind of found just a little lower floor. Wasn't too bad. Pretty much the same floor, but a little bit lower, and then kind of came back up to VWAP. And now we're looking strong into close. Honestly, we're up 3.5% with half an hour. Monday is one of the smaller failed to delivers, and actually someone from Discord pointed that out. I was just following the T21. There's also T35. There's all sorts. There's those two different ones that kind of the DD has been done, that's when they have to basically close options, and they have to cover those. So this remember this one? Yeah, so this is the one that's showing both. We looked at this before. We saw this one coming on May 25th, which was a big green day. We saw that coming, predicted that, and but then there's also these T21s up here on top. So these are typically little smaller ones, but the next T21 actually happens to be Monday, which is June 14th. It's not on this one. This is an older one. So I did get some debit spreads for that. I'm expecting maybe a $20 pop, so maybe up to 260. We're at 226 now. I guess that's more than a $20 pop, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think it'll probably just settle back down and consolidate until next Friday for that big failed to deliver, which is, I put it on our DD here too. And that's also when the Russell 2000 does their whole reshuffling, and if GME gets added to that and moved from the Russell 1000, This is all huge stuff. Lots of volume, lots of volatility. Could be crazy for GME. So this one right here will be, this will be Monday. We'll catch that one, but July 26th is the next big one. So I think we're going to try to kind of probably trade pretty sideways. We're not in that range anymore. We're a little lower. We're going to have the little failed deliver on Monday, so that might pop us up to this floor that this guy was projecting. This isn't my drawing. This is from Reddit. From a user, which I shared and gave credit to. That's 260. He's thinking the floor is for that. So there you go, actually. There's that 260 number that I was thinking it would pop up to. I don't know if it's going to be that high or not. We have a failed deliver. It'll pop us up, and then it'll find a new floor. So I think this was a failed deliver, 426. And then we can see it on another page, actually. Where do I keep closing these? Anyways, yeah, so yeah, maybe we'll find a higher floor there, and then 226 will be, I'm really looking at, yeah, the 25th of June. I will probably be getting heavy into calls on the 24th or sooner, depending on price action. If it starts to ramp up anytime on that week, yeah, I'll be scaling in. And try not to be a pig and get slaughtered and cut profits and trim profits as they come up. But this honestly could be the catalyst and start of the short squeeze, because we've got the fail to deliver, the big fail to deliver, as well as it's going to the Russell 2000. Tons of buying pressure of that ETF. They have to buy up all these shares. It's potentially, that would mean also the shorts have to give back their shares. I'm not sure about that, or basically cover for them to change from one ETF to another. Brian Cohen said buckle up. He could be offering a dividend with their paperwork that they filed at the share meeting or in earnings, whatever it was. Mentioned there's a lot of crazy stuff I actually shared on Discord about it, but there's a what was it? So the type of shares they offered, there was a lot of very specific details about the shares that they offered, and I'm actually not even going to go into it, but they didn't offer it on accident. It's very strategic, I think, on what they're offering. So yeah, that's all. On the hourly on GME, hourly looks good. MACD hasn't crossed over, but we have ticked up, and it's now an upward trend. Haven't crossed the signal yet. This isn't green yet, but looks like we've got this green candle over the 9 moving average, so that is bullish. And I think this floor is pretty solid here that we got this 206 of a low. So the debit spreads I got for next week. I actually looked on options profit calculator, put in my price prediction for this specific day of Monday, 260, and it came up with a few different options, and that's where I got this 410, 420 call. It's kind of interesting. It says it's down. It's just because there's a huge spread on it, but yeah, we'll see how that one plays out. Naked calls at this point, it's the IV is so high. It's yeah, I mean, you can, if it's closer to the money, you're not gonna get IV crushed as bad, but yeah. Anyways, Rocket today didn't do a whole lot. Nice trend up though. It's finally leaving this $17 range, going back to its undervalued range of 21, and hopefully we get some kind of news catalyst to get a short squeezed, and then a continuation. We'll see on that one. Urban One I wanted to talk about. This one I remember watching when I was excuse me, once I'd been trading for a bit, but I didn't understand the catalyst back then. This is like a black owned media company, and there's basically all sorts of different black power and I don't know, different things going on at this time. There was activists, and there was, I mean, I think this is when the riots and stuff were going on too, even. And this stock just happened to go up, and it seemed like it was in sentiment to that. And I thought that's all it was. And then I just today realized it was because of Juneteenth, which is civil rights movement date. And what we see here from last year, I didn't really understand what was going on here last year. I just thought, oh, okay, they're, whatever, bumping and dumping this one. But if you look, Juneteenth is actually this day. It's the 19th. The stock literally ran up just for that and then dumped down. So yeah, if you know when a stock does something, it's or it's kind of interesting. So what we have here is it's June 11th. This year it ran up a little earlier. This is May 20th. Did this little setup, and then literally on June 1, this thing has taken off since June 1. And I talked about this in our other videos. Again, I didn't know the catalyst. I thought, oh, it's just a pump and dump, but I was curious why it keeps running and kind of hasn't sold back off like it did earlier in this year, you know, like here and all these little pump and dumps. And I'm like, why is it doing what this is doing? And now I realize it's Juneteenth. So with that being said, it is dangerous and very volatile. So, but I did allocate some money to it to catch, because I was in this before. I did a little trade and then I got out not knowing the reason for the catalyst. So, but now knowing that, I am going to hold my position probably at least until next week sometime, because Juneteenth is next Saturday. So this might start selling off before then, maybe Thursday, but maybe not till Friday, or maybe Monday. I don't know what the peak will be. However, yeah, I got shares. So I have just 100 shares of it. Nothing crazy. And it might come back down and settle and kind of consolidate like it did here for a couple days next week, early in the week, and then run back up. Or maybe this is the top. I'm not sure. On the hourly, it's kind of a bull flag. MACD is still good. RSI is good on that. It broke a new high. You do have this big doji here, but it's not a huge deal because it's kind of holding this floor. GME is popping up here pretty nice actually on volume, a little bit of volume. On the daily, it's looking good. I mean, this is kind of this pendant setup. I almost jumped in here and then I still didn't know the catalyst, so I didn't. And it's, I love it when the candlestick actually moves the chart up. It's so special. But yeah, so I expect this to keep going. I mean, it's got room up to 54 was the high that it hit. So I don't know if it'll come up to 30 or 36 or 54, if it'll be much higher this year, because clearly there's eyes on it this year that there wasn't last year, because we had all this volume weeks before. That's 120 million volume. And back here last year, so I mean, this is getting orchestrated this year, I think, a little bit. We didn't have at 161 million the week of Juneteenth. So back here we already had 125. This week we've had 58 million. So I expect next week to have a lot of volume and possibly even a higher high on this one. No way to know though, but that's kind of my play with that one. History. So there's our UONE shares. I opened up that debit spread on GME. I also rolled over our Tesla, what was it? A credit spread, a call credit spread. Tesla needed to close below 605 today, and it was wavering all over the place. I could actually close this position this morning for a little profit, and I didn't. I kept holding, and then come like 3:15, I'm like, E-Trade's gonna close this thing out, because they margin department closed stuff out early. If you've sold short, basically have, okay, this is good. This plays into the thesis, GME doing this, that failed to deliver on Monday. I think it's maybe getting some steam for that. But yeah, Tesla didn't come down to 605 soon enough, so I rolled it out. I meant to do it for next week, but I actually got 2 weeks of time on it, which is I don't even know where it is. And then I had to change the strike, of course, too. So it's a 602.5 and a 607.5. But it has to close below 602 by 2 weeks' time now. Get max profit. I mean, I can close it sooner than that for a profit if it's low enough. And given that the 9 moving average is below the 180 now, that's bearish. We haven't really had, this green candle didn't open above the 9 moving average on this daily. Got big red candles. I'm seeing it not breaking new highs. You got this high here, you have this high here. It looks bearish. The MACD is still bullish, but I'm not holding much weight on that on this one. It is kind of consolidating and tightening in this range. There goes GME. It has support here, so maybe that's a bad play, but I think we'll get one more come down, and maybe even a lot down. I think with GME running, I think Tesla will be dumping also. So if GME has any kind of run next week, I think that's good. And then the week after is a week I think GME's going to go potentially crazy by the end of the week. So that should put Tesla down further. That's what we did on there on E-Trade. on here. I didn't think I had buying power in E-Trade, so I bought some UONE on here as well, just a few $100 worth. And then on our Webull, I sold out of that FI option I had. It was only a cheap one. And on the, let's see, is that it? I'm still getting used to Fidelity, so I'm not sure what all pops up on here. So I am, let's see, there we go. So I'll just show you on our long term, we sold calls and stuff. Looks like Fidelity actually updated their system a little bit. So we sold a call on UWMC, and that's still kind of running, and that call doesn't expire till June 18th. So we'll see. I might have to roll that up once that comes around. This Rocket call expires today. Looks like it's gonna expire worthless. Rocket never made it to $23. It's at 20. Corsair expires next Friday. I had a little bump up today though. I didn't see any news on that. I'm curious about that. Next, either today or by Monday, we're going to be getting a large deposit, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to sell some premium with it. With much more capital, selling premium and making these smaller percentages is totally fine, because with a large amount, a small percentage is good. Small amount, it's small percentages. You have to exercise a lot more patience. Of course, GM or Tesla's coming down. I don't think E-Trade would let me hold it this long though. I think they would have closed it. They probably will close below 605. Oh well. Yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Thanks for watching. Here's our Twitter if you want to follow us at Happy Money YT. Not today. Not today. Yeah, iBorrow. Actually, what is iBorrow doing right now? Wow, they got 200,000 shares somehow out of nowhere. So this morning, this thing opened up. They had no shares. Popped up 100,000 out of nowhere, and then gone. And then they're back to 200,000. Okay, jump on our Discord if you would like. It's in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend. Peace out.